Greetings, seekers of truth and explorers of the occult. If you're ready to unravel the mysteries of the cosmos and delve into the depths of the soul, then you're in the right place. Here in this sanctuary of forbidden knowledge, we shall uncover the secrets that lie beyond the veil of reality. On this channel, we will delve into the magical arts and esoteric rituals that shape the fabric of the universe. Prepare to challenge conventions, question what is known, and embrace the unknown with courage and determination. If you yearn to expand your mind and transcend the limitations imposed by society, then join us. Subscribe now and embark on this journey of self-discovery and enlightenment. Together we shall unravel the enigmas of the universe and conquer the mysteries that lie beyond the horizon. See you on the other side. Welcome to Aleister Crowley's Diary, where we delve into the mysteries of occultism, esotericism, and the most enigmatic figures in the spiritual history of humanity. Today, we explore the figure of Moloch, known as the Devourer of the Innocence from the Old Testament. Who is this entity echoed in biblical texts, so feared yet shrouded in mystery? Let us uncover the secrets behind this name that provokes both dread and curiosity. The figure of Moloch emerges from the pages of the Old Testament, mentioned in contexts condemning ritual practices involving human sacrifice, specifically the sacrifice of children. The name is associated with the worship of a deity revered in Canaan and other regions of the Middle East, but its roots may trace back even further to ancient Semitic and Mesopotamian traditions. The word Moloch derives from the Hebrew Molech, which may be a title or epithet for a god rather than a proper name. Some scholars suggest the word is related to the Semitic root MLK, meaning king. However, Moloch is depicted in biblical literature as an abomination associated with idolatry and forbidden worship. Moloch is directly linked to human sacrifice, particularly the ritualistic offering of children through fire. In the book of Leviticus, 18:21 and 22-5, there are severe warnings against the practice of passing your children through the fire to Moloch. This act was considered a desecration of God's name and a betrayal of the covenant between God and Israel. The prophet Jeremiah 7:31 and 19:5 also condemns these sacrifices, describing how the inhabitants of Jerusalem built the high places of Topheth in the Valley of Ben-Hinnom to burn their sons and daughters in fire, something he states, "I never commanded, nor did it enter my mind." These rituals were likely performed to ensure prosperity, fertility, and divine protection. The belief was that sacrificing the purest and most innocent would please the deity, securing blessings and favor. Moloch is often depicted as an imposing figure, frequently represented as a humanoid entity with the head of a bull. This imagery evokes associations with power, fertility, and violence, elements common to many ancient gods of the Middle East. There are accounts of bronze statues of Moloch where children were placed in its heated arms or into a furnace at the statue's base, consumed by fire. The image of the bull may also connect to the worship of Baal, another widely venerated god in the region, whose identity often overlaps or merges with that of Moloch. In Gnosticism, which seeks to understand the spiritual realities behind material appearances, Moloch can be interpreted as a symbolic figure representing the oppressive forces of ignorance and control. The act of offering children to Moloch can be seen metaphorically as surrendering spiritual potential to the corrupt forces of the material world. In esoteric traditions, Moloch is frequently used as an archetype of destruction and control, symbolizing the terrible cost of submitting to material power at the expense of the soul. His cult reminds us of the dangers of sacrificing what is most precious in pursuit of worldly gain. The Valley of Ben-Hinnom, mentioned in the scriptures as a site of Moloch worship, became a symbol of eternal condemnation in Jewish Christian imagination. Later, the term Gehenna, derived from Ge-Hinnom, Valley of Hinnom, came to be associated with the concept of hell. Historically, this valley was a site for human sacrifices and idolatrous worship. Its infamy persisted in apocalyptic literature as a place of divine punishment, associated with eternal fire. This symbolism enriches the understanding of Moloch as a figure of destruction and judgment. The figure of Moloch can be compared to other entities from the ancient world that also demanded sacrifices, such as Kronos in Greek mythology. Kronos, known for devouring his own children, shares thematic similarities with Moloch, particularly regarding child sacrifice. Other cultures such as the Phoenicians and Carthaginians also engaged in ritual practices involving human sacrifice. In Carthage, the worship of Baal Hammon included rituals similar to those attributed to Moloch, suggesting an interconnectedness among these religious traditions. The figure of Moloch did not disappear with the decline of paganism in the Middle East. On the contrary, he has resurfaced in various forms in modern culture. Poets like Allen Ginsberg reference Moloch in works like Howl, where he symbolizes the destructive forces of industrialization and capitalist society. In cinema and literature, Moloch is often portrayed as a demonic force, a representation of absolute evil. His image resonates as a warning against fanaticism, cruelty, and the destruction caused by the unbridled pursuit of power. Today, Moloch can be seen as a timeless and powerful archetype. He confronts us with the choices we make and the sacrifices we are willing to undertake to achieve our goals. Who or what are we offering on our modern altars? What values are we sacrificing in the name of progress, wealth, or power? Moloch challenges us to reflect on power dynamics and how to avoid succumbing to systems that consume innocence and hope. His figure warns against the demands of oppressive structures and calls us to seek a path that preserves the integrity of what is sacred within us. The figure of Moloch also finds resonance in contemporary psychological interpretations. He can symbolize the destructive forces of the ego and humanity's desire to control and dominate. The sacrifice of children can be metaphorically understood as the destruction of creative and innocent potential in the name of greed or power. Moloch represents the shadow side of humanity, the impulse to destroy what is beautiful and pure to satisfy the ego's needs. This archetype forces us to confront our own choices and recognize the impact of our actions on the world around us. Historical accounts suggest that Moloch worship was deeply embedded in the religious practices of the ancient Middle East. Archaeological evidence from sites like Carthage indicates the existence of human sacrifice rituals, which may be linked to traditions attributed to Moloch. Scholars continue to debate the extent of these rituals and their symbolic nature. Some suggest that biblical accounts may exaggerate or serve as allegories to demonize Israel's enemies. However, consistent descriptions across various sources indicate that human sacrifice was indeed part of certain ancient traditions. From a spiritual perspective, Moloch can be interpreted as a representation of the difficult choices we face in balancing the material and the spiritual. He reminds us that our decisions have consequences and that true spiritual growth requires conscious sacrifices, not of innocence, but of the parts of ourselves bound to ego and illusion. Through this understanding, Moloch ceases to be merely a figure of fear and destruction and becomes a mirror for humanity. He challenges us to transcend our limitations and seek a path of balance and integrity. The story of Moloch, the devourer of the innocence, is a somber reminder of what can happen when fanaticism, ignorance, and unrestrained power take hold. He is both a warning and a challenge, an invitation to reflect on what we hold sacred and what we are willing to protect or sacrifice. At Aleister Crowley's Diary, we will continue exploring these enigmatic figures and the lessons they have to offer. If you found this discussion thought-provoking or illuminating, leave your comment below. Subscribe to the channel for more content on the mysteries of occultism and esotericism. Until next time, remember, knowledge is the key to unlocking the universe's secrets. As we draw this mystical journey to a close, remember that the pursuit of wisdom is an endless quest. May the knowledge you've gained here serve as a beacon, guiding you through the shadows of uncertainty. As you venture forth, may the ancient spirits whisper their secrets to you, and may your path be illuminated by the light of enlightenment. Farewell, fellow seekers, until we meet again in the realms where reality and magic intertwine. Walk boldly, embrace the mysteries, and may your spirit soar to realms beyond imagination. Blessed be and farewell. 93.